Okay, g'day everyone. Right, we're back on the NC. Got an issue with the power steering. It's been whining and complaining severely. I did bleed the air out of it. I watched a few videos on how to do that. I've actually simplified the process. They use expensive equipment just to get a vacuum, and which is sort of ridiculous. You got vacuum on your engine, you just borrow one off your engine. Anyway, that'll be I'll make a video on that later. I'll also make a video on flushing it out, because I've just swapped over the power steering rack, and this is another second-hand one. This is the spare I had from the other car, which like both cars were driving, and when I brought them home, both of them didn't have any steering issues. So I'm confident this other rack's fine. However, when I took the rack out, whilst I was undoing it, I noticed something. And, I'll show you on this one. Let's do the light under you a moment. Right. Okay, see all these separate lines that run along the power steering rack? They run from one part of the rack into the other part of the rack. Well, what I found, and you can see the fluid that's all over here, and that's my wife. I'm making a video. What I found is that these lines, at least, in case you heard that, so she said, so you are talking to yourself, making out that nobody ever watches my videos. Anyway, but yeah, these lines were loose, like really loose. On the old one, they were only basically finger tight, and so this one was squirting out, coming all over me chassis. And when I went to put this one back in, two of them weren't tight either. They went loose like the other one, but they weren't tight. So tighten them up. But that's something to consider if you got that's possibly all of the problem. There's possibly nothing wrong with that other rack. It was just like if it can leak fluid out, it can suck air in, and that was the issue I was having, is I couldn't bleed the air out of it. It just kept coming, just kept getting more and more air, and so I must have been sucking it in through these pipes. And I said I probably could have tightened them up and it would have been fine, except that these boots were shot anyway. The boots are all torn up on the other one, so I thought, okay, I've got the I'll swap it over anyway. And the reason the boots were all torn up is because I go down fire trails getting firewood, and we have an issue with sticks coming up underneath, and so I've made up a protector, and that just it just goes on there like that. This bit of plate, it's got 3 bolts in it, and with this fairly thick plate, all I did was I drilled some 5mm holes, tapped some 6mm threads in it, straight into the subframe. And that will now protect it. I'll show you something else that happens from sticks to something else. I gotta put some mesh in here. And look at my aircon radiator. That's from sticks coming up through this front end. So that's one of the next jobs, is to put some mesh or something in here to stop that happening. I don't know if it's actually leaking or not, because my aircon's not currently working. I had it gassed up, not last summer, the summer before, and it lasted all of half a day, and leaked all the gas out. So yeah, it's got to have a full seal replacement and everything. So, but anyway, hopefully it doesn't leak. If it does, I've got a spare anyway, so it doesn't bother me that much. Getting this rack out was a major problem. You can't. It's got two 14mm bolts, and they're quite tight. They're a whole high tensile 10 by 1.5 bolt, and I haven't looked up the torque. I'm only going by how tight it was in there, and yeah, the size of the bolt. It should take around about 50 pound, you know, and I've been doing this long enough that I can guess 50 pound, but yeah, look what I've had to do to get to the bolt. Yeah. Come right down through the exhaust. There's a wobble bar on the bottom. I've got every extension I had, yeah, two long ones, a medium and a short in there just to get to it, and yeah, it's just as difficult on the other side. Yeah, because your exhaust manifold's in the way. So, alright, you do have to disconnect your steering column, obviously. And they've got, so you've got 3 teeth, and then a round and a bolt that goes through it. It'll only fit in one position really anyway. Oh, it'll fit in other positions, but then you won't be able to get the bolt in. So if you can get the bolt in, then you got it in the right position. So there's no issues with, putting it on the right spline or anything like that. Yeah. The other thing I've got to do, this rack, even though it was in the shed for all the time, but somehow it's managed to get water in it, and I did tip it up, just a mess on the floor there, and drain it out, wind it back and forwards, and hopefully I've got it all out. But just to be on the safe side, I'm going to flush it, and without having any sort of a pressure mechanism to flush it out of the car, I've got to do it in the car. So that's going to involve taking off your low pressure or your return line, which is the one at the back down here. You can tell because like this is the high pressure. It's a bolt up fitting. The low pressure's just got a hose clamp. So yeah, I'm going to be having to take that hose off and run that into a bottle, and I'm also going to have to put something else. I'll probably use like a plastic soft drink bottle or something in there, and I'm going to have to find some rubber seals or something to go in here and around there, because I'm going to have to fill it up high enough to be able to see it, so I don't run it out of fluid. So you could probably damage the pump if you actually run it out of fluid, because like I said, pump it out, you're going to have the engine going. You have to get in there, wind the steering backwards and forwards, and yeah, so I'm going to have some sort of a clear reservoir so I can see the fluid level while I'm doing that. But yeah, I'll make another video on that too. Okay, well, that's it for now. As I said, there'll be a part 2 and a part 3 to this. Oh yeah, the other thing I was doing while I had it up, this is why I've got it all jacked up in the way I've done. I don't know if I made a video on these or not. This is my extended jack stands. I think I made a video on them. Yeah, a couple of Commodore wheels, rims that I cut the tops off and welded some 8mm plate on the top, put threads in them, drilled holes in my jack stands and bolted them on. And yeah, I'm still not real confident with these jack stands. I'm going to put some flanges on there as well, because that's, this could actually break that weld off and fall over, so they're not really that well made, so I'm going to reinforce them at some point. But just as a safeguard, that's what I've got my brick pile under there for. So, and also, yeah, the wheels under the sills as well. But yeah, as I said, what I was doing, I just undid the whole front end and tried to, like I was checking its alignment, but you can't move it anyway. And forward and back, it's exact. Side to side, there's not a lot of difference, maybe only a mil or two. But as I couldn't move it anyway, I tried to shift it one way or the other. You got 2 bolts here either side, and you got another 2 on top. They allow you movement, but it seems to be centered anyway. I couldn't move it. But yeah, I've got a camber issue. So the as I said, you got one spacer under the back here. This is what I could put the spacers back in the same place after I took them out, because I had this whole thing off when I dropped the front end off. Which is really bad advice. I got that on forums on the internet for changing the sump, and he says, just drop your front end down. Just dropping the whole front end down. It would have been easy to take the engine out anyway. And then I found that the gasket's made to be put on the engine while it's upside down, and there was major dramas doing that as well, getting the actual sump gasket on there. And so that was a really bad idea. So but ever since then I've had those camber issues. I've had steering issues. I didn't undo any of the tie rod ends. The only thing I actually undid in the front was I took these arms off, unbolted the struts, dropped the whole thing down, but it didn't go back in the right place. Something's changed, and possibly I may have actually bent these walls a little bit, maybe, I don't know, because initially I undid the struts, but I left them hanging on the top arms, so whether that's pulled them in or out or something, I don't know. But anyway, we'll have another go at that. Just using, when I get it all back on its wheels, I'll put put a spirit level on the wheels, and I'll get them as close as I can, and from there it'll be up to the wheel alignment people. But something definitely changed when I took the front end off, and it hasn't been right since. So of course we're going to have to do another string line wheel alignment, until it does go in for a proper wheel alignment. Because I've now unbolted the steering rack, unbolted my tie rod ends. I was also looking for rattles. Something's bumping around under there, and checking everything. Got a little bit of movement in this wheel bearing, so I'll tighten that up, but that doesn't make a noise. I couldn't get any movement out of any of me arms or anything like that. I did change. I think I've replaced all the bushes in here. I know I did the back ones. I'm pretty sure I did the front ones as well. But there's no movement under anything. But this is probably what's been making the noise over bumps. This stupid exhaust cover. I've already moved the ones on the back, so I'll pull them off shortly anyway. They're not needed. Just if we can waste some metal. So anyway, that will do for this ramble. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you on the next one. Part 2 and a part 3.